Hi everyone, this is Teresa at Owl's Nest Quilters, and today's foot demonstration is on the roller foot. This is the roller foot. What makes the roller foot special is it is made out of Teflon, but it has these little wheels on it. The wheels are kind of textured, so when it's up against something like vinyls or plastics or anything that's not a traditional woven, it just glides over it as opposed to stick to it. And then it also has the two little wheels on the back to help with that feeding. So anytime you have a plastic or vinyl while you're sewing, it just kind of easily glides over that part of the material. So today what I'm going to show you is how to make fun little confetti pockets using a clear vinyl. So if you have children that are doing crafts and things of that nature, these little clear pockets can have things stuffed into them. So this is a simple clip-on foot, so I'm going to clip this onto the machine. And I'm using a variegated thread so you can see it clearly on the edge of the plastic. So my favorite stitch to use for the roller foot is a buttonhole or a blanket stitch. It holds on to the fabric and stitches it down to the base fabric, but does not perforate it so that it will pull out. You don't want to use something like a satin stitch. It perforates the plastic and eventually it'll pull out. So for this sample, we're going to actually just go with the blanket stitch. And we're going to start around this circle, and you'll see how the rollers are spinning around. And I'm kind of using the area right in between those rollers. There's a little notch in front of the foot that I can use to guide the plastic, the edge of the plastic. I'm just kind of feeding the edge of this clear plastic into that notch so that it stitches partly off and partly on the plastic. When I get to this point, I'm going to take something. I've got this really fun pouch of confetti, and once I get around it a ways so that the plastic isn't going to move, I'll take some of this confetti, or you can use whatever you want, and I'm going to kind of stick it underneath the plastic there. You want to kind of pile it into the center so it doesn't get caught in the stitching. And a few more there. So once that gets in the middle of your plastic, you're going to continue on with your stitching. I'm going to completely encase this confetti inside this plastic. And be sure you're guiding so that it's catching the plastic completely. You can also use a straight stitch and top stitch it down. You can use a variety of decorative stitches to stitch it down with, just whatever, as long as it's not something that's really dense as far as a stitch goes, because if it is, then the plastic perforates. So now we're getting to the end of our stitch, and when you get done, you have this fun little pocket with confetti in the middle. And it's just a fun little extra type of a block that you can incorporate into a kid's quilt, something along those lines. The other thing I like to do with this particular foot, you'll see in this sample how I've made a little pouch out of plastic. So if you have baseball card collectors or football card collectors, you can actually make a wall hanging and attach all these little pockets, and they can put their little cards into it, and that way they can hang it on the back of their closet door or on their wall and get a good view of all their great collection of their cards.
Owl's Nest Quilters, because you love to create.